It was a quiet afternoon in a small town in America. The park was calm. Trees were gently moving in the wind, and birds were singing in the distance. On an old wooden bench sat an 80-year-old man. His hair was completely white, and his eyes carried the weight of many years of experience. A small camera was placed in front of him. The old man slowly looked at the camera and began to speak. "My name is George. Today I am 80 years old. But today I want to tell you a truth that many people may not want to hear. The first 53 years of my life were almost completely wasted." The old man paused for a moment. Children were playing in the distance. After a few seconds, he continued speaking. "When I was young, I had big dreams. I believed that one day I would become a successful businessman. I thought I would earn a lot of money, buy a big house, and people would respect me. But I made one very big mistake. I wanted everything too fast." He smiled softly and shook his head. "My first business was a small coffee shop. I was 28 years old when I opened it. I invested almost all my savings into that shop. I believed people would line up to buy coffee from me. But reality was very different. I didn't understand the market. I didn't study the location. I didn't make proper financial plans. Within 6 months, customers stopped coming. Eventually, I had to close the shop. All my savings were gone." The old man took a deep breath. "I was very disappointed. But the biggest problem was this. I didn't learn anything from my failure." He continued. "Instead of learning, I started dreaming about getting rich quickly again. A few years later, I entered the restaurant business. My friends told me that restaurants make a lot of money, so I believed them. I borrowed money and opened a small restaurant." He paused for a moment. "But once again, I made the same mistakes. I didn't understand business management. I didn't keep financial records. I didn't know how to manage employees. Within 1 year, the business collapsed, and I found myself in $40,000 of debt." He slowly shook his head. "That debt stayed with me for many years." The old man continued speaking. "But I still didn't realize that the real problem was inside me. So I started looking for another shortcut. That's when I heard people talking about real estate. Everyone said there was a lot of money in real estate. So I used my remaining savings and borrowed more money to buy a small house. I thought I would sell it for profit in a few months." He sighed deeply. "But once again, I didn't understand the market. I bought the house at the wrong time. A few months later, when I tried to sell it, the market had dropped. In the end, I had to sell the house with a huge loss." Regret appeared in his eyes. That's how my life continued. One mistake after another. For almost 20 years, I kept repeating the same pattern. Starting businesses, failing, and then searching for another shortcut. He continued quietly. "During that time, my friends were moving forward in life. Some built successful companies. Some had stable careers and families. And me? I was still chasing shortcuts." The old man remained silent for a moment. Then he said slowly, "One night, I was 53 years old. I stood in front of the mirror and looked at myself. Suddenly, I realized something. For years, I had been blaming the world. But the truth was, the problem wasn't the world. The problem was inside me." He continued. "That night, for the first time in my life, I sat down with a pen and paper, and I wrote down every mistake I had made. I wrote, I had no patience. I invested money before learning. I never stayed committed to one thing, and I was always chasing shortcuts." The old man smiled softly. "That night, I made a decision. I would start again, slowly, but the right way." He looked directly into the camera. "But how I got out of debt, and how I built my first successful business after the age of 53, I will tell you that in part 2. If you want to hear part 2, make sure to subscribe to the channel.